Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. Today is Wednesday, December 19th, and we are talking bowl games right now with Ian Cameron and Joe Gavassi from Joe Gavassi Sports Picks. We're going to take a look at a bunch of bowls that go on New Year's Eve, December 31st. We'll see what Joe and Ian can tell us about possible betting value. The first game that we're going to talk about right now is the Liberty Bowl in Memphis on December 31st, Missouri and Oklahoma State. Now, at first glance, right, you have two very high-powered offenses, two very high-powered passing games, and the bowl appears to have over written all over it. The total is high. It's about 74, but not as high as some other bowls that we're seeing, including like the Alabama game, which has a total all the way up at 80. So if they wanted to make this total, in the 80s, they could. It's down at 74, maybe for a reason. And Oklahoma State is a pretty sizable underdog here. They opened as a 10-point dog, now down to 8. Maybe that has something to do with some injuries on offense that we're seeing from Missouri. Running back, wide receiver, and tight end, key guys are all banged up for this bowl and might be limited or out. So I can understand, why Oklahoma State might be expected to at least be able to keep this one close within single digits. I would still be leaning Oklahoma State maybe here at +8. And as far as the total is concerned, even though it's high, it feels a little suspiciously low to me. Not sure what I think about that. Let's start with you, Ian Cameron. Is this going to be the shootout that we expect? And is Oklahoma State likely to be able to keep this one close like I'm thinking?
Yeah, I mean, you have to like the Missouri offense, and certainly Drew Lock, a very good season at the quarterback spot. But those skill position injuries are definitely a concern. They're going to be maybe a little bit shorthanded at the skill position group, the Missouri Tigers team coming into this bowl game. I'm looking more at the side than the total in this game. I'm very much interested in Oklahoma State catching points. You look at their track record this season as an underdog, pretty impressive, actually. Won outright against Texas in the underdog role. In fact, I believe they won and covered this Oklahoma State every time they were a dog. Boise State, they won that game as a slight dog. Texas, they won that game as an underdog. Against Oklahoma, again, right in the game, didn't win that one, but covered wire to wire against the Sooners. Against West Virginia, they got the job done in the underdog role again. So this was a team that just covered numbers, Oklahoma State. When catching points, we know Mike Gundy's been to bowl games a lot, and we know recent seasons Mike Gundy's been very good in bowl games. 3-1 straight up, 3-1 against the spread. Last 4 bowl games for Oklahoma State, all of them under Mike Gundy. The Missouri defense still is a little bit susceptible. And one thing we've learned from Mike Gundy's teams is they've been able to put up points with the extra bowl practices and the extra bowl prep time. This is not a vintage Oklahoma State offense or quarterback, because I think it's pretty clear throughout the season Taylor Cornelius was a little bit of a drop-off from Mason Rudolph. However, I think the bowl practices, the bowl prep time is going to give him a chance to improve and maybe get him a little bit more in rhythm, give him a chance for success here, the practices and prep time to get him ready to play at a better level leading this Oklahoma State offense. So I'm looking at taking the underdog here with Oklahoma State.
That's what I was thinking as well. Again, it did open at 10. It's now down to 8 or 8.5. And Missouri, their secondary got torched early on in the season, but then they sort of improved later on. And what do you expect going up against a big offense here? Do you expect them to regress and show some of the weaknesses that we saw from them early in the season? Or do you think that the improvements that we admittedly saw towards the end of the season will carry over here? Because the run defense was great all season long.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to come down, Pete, to Taylor Cornelius. I mean, is he going to be able to throw the ball, make plays through the air against that secondary, which, as you mentioned, it did get better down the stretch. But you see Oklahoma State, their last 4 bowl games, they scored 30 in 2015 against Washington, 38 against Colorado, 30 against Virginia Tech in the bowl game last year. With the extra practices and prep, we've seen this Oklahoma State offense come out sharp and produce and put points on the board as opposed to look rusty. So I think they're going to play pretty well on offense in this game.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Clearly, at the beginning of the season, overall, Missouri, the significantly better team, but I'm thinking that the time off benefits Oklahoma State more than it benefits Missouri. The injury situation probably hurts Missouri more than Oklahoma State. Joe Gavassi from JoeGavassiSports.com. I'm an inch away from taking Oklahoma State here, +8.5 as an official play. That's what Ian Cameron's liking here. What do you like, Joe?
You should do it. Both of you should grab that number plus the 8 points. Before I get started in my analysis, which may pale in comparison to those of you two,
Oh,
I
no.
would like to take the opportunity to wish both of you a very happy holiday season. Thank the SBR video staff for the outstanding work they have done, not only recently, but all year long. And thank you, viewers out there, too, for supporting the SBR Handicappers. And we'll look forward to having you along with us in 2019. Maybe get a look at some college hoops in the upcoming month or so.
I love you, Joe Gavazzi. What a wonderful holiday message there.
Well said. I agree completely. They work hard, and they deserve some credit for it.
No, the graphics team and the tech team are wonderful people, and they do a great job with these videos. All right, Joe Gavazzi, tell us what you think about 8.5 with Oklahoma State.
Well, the air is going to be filled with flying footballs, and I still think there's value at 74 points. Let's remember, though, we're still about 2 weeks away from this game being played, and it is being played in Memphis, so we could possibly have some weather implications there. So before I pull the trigger on the over completely, I want to find out what the weather is there in Memphis. Nonetheless, I do believe the air will be filled with flying footballs. I like Oklahoma State for all the reasons that you guys have stated before. I like Gundy and the bowl history that he offers. I feel the Cowboys have a little more to prove. They were just 6-6 this year, kind of a down year expected after limited returning starters, losing their signal caller from last year. And of course, Missouri entering on as hot a run as they've been all year, winning 4 straight, covering 3 of those wins of 31 over Florida, 33 over Tennessee, and a 38-0 whitewash over Arkansas. So I think we can expect plenty of points from the arm of quarterback Locke as well. I'm going to go with Oklahoma State as the better yards per play dog. Situation's worked out very well for us in the course of the year. And as I said, with flying footballs, we'll take a shot with the over 2, pending the final weather check.
All right, so the total opened at 71, which is surprisingly low. It's gotten bet up to 74, so it's over 74 minus 105 at Heritage would be the best line we could give right now. And as far as the side is concerned, plus 8.5 at Intertops, and I will make that one an official play. I will take Oklahoma State plus 8.5 minus 110 at Intertops. I hope it's not one of those games that's close the whole way, and then Missouri, the class kind of shows at the end, and they get like a 10 or 12 point win and cover. And I look back and say, maybe I was a little bit too hasty there, but Ian Cameron, you're not worried about that. You're not worried about that there might be a class edge here for Missouri that'll show late, because I could easily see Oklahoma State being up at the half, and then the class kind of shows in the fourth quarter, and Missouri pulls out, a 10 or 14 point win.
Well, that's always possible, but that's possible with any dog in this price range, Pete. I'm just going on the fact that we've seen Oklahoma State in the games where they've been lined as an underdog this season against the tougher competition. They've stepped up, and they've been competitive with each and every one of those teams in that spot. And I think they're going to be the same here with Missouri, especially because we're still talking about a Missouri defense that did improve down the stretch, but it's still not a great defense by any stretch. And for those of you watching this video, make sure when you're betting an underdog, not just in bowl season, but anytime, sprinkle on the money line as well. You have to have some kind of conviction, some kind of belief that the dog not just can hang, but can win outright. Maximize your return on investment. If you're betting an underdog, make sure to sprinkle a little on the money line.
Well said, Ian Cameron. I'm making Oklahoma State plus 8.5 minus 110 an official play. Thanks so much, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.